Hey, everyone. Today, we will explain user stories and provide in-depth details of how to write acceptance criteria. Let's get started. A user story tells a story about a customer or user employing the product. It contains a name, a brief narrative, and acceptance criteria, conditions that must hold for the story to be complete. User stories are short, simple descriptions of a feature told from the perspective of the person who desires the new capability, usually a user or customer of the system. They typically follow a simple template. As a type of user, I want some goal so that some reason. Invest criteria. The invest criteria help teams remember the key characteristics of effective user stories. Independent. The user story should be self-contained. Negotiable. User stories are up for discussion. Valuable. A user story must deliver value to the end user. Estimable. You must be able to estimate the size of a user story. Small. User stories should be small enough to plan/prioritize easily. Testable. The user story or its related description must provide the necessary information to make testing possible. Definition of done. The definition of done, DoD, is a clear and concise list of requirements that a software product must adhere to for the team to call it complete. This ensures transparency and quality in the finished product. Epics are large bodies of work that can be broken down into smaller tasks, typically user stories. An epic can span more than one project if it's large enough. Bugs are problems or errors in software that cause it to produce incorrect or unexpected results, or to behave in unintended ways. Spikes are a type of user story used to gain knowledge rather than produce a product increment. They are often used for research, exploration, or design. Tasks are small activities that must be completed as part of a larger project. In Agile, tasks are often derived from user stories or technical needs. Difference between epics and features. Epics are broad, high-level functionalities that can be broken down into smaller features or stories. Features are distinct aspects or qualities of a product, usually representing a specific function or a set of behaviors. Non-functional requirements in Agile specify criteria that can be used to judge a system's operation rather than specific behaviors, such as performance, usability, reliability, etc. Acceptance criteria are conditions a software product must meet to be accepted by a user, a customer, or other systems. They are unique conditions under which a user story is fulfilled. Writing acceptance criteria using Gherkin syntax is a structured way to describe a feature's requirements and expected behavior in a format that various stakeholders can easily understand. Gherkin is part of the behavior-driven development (BDD) methodology and uses natural, human-readable language to define user behaviors and expected outcomes. Here's a detailed guide on how to write acceptance criteria using Gherkin. Are you interested in becoming a rockstar product manager? Visit www.theslimprep.com to join our next product cohort. Understanding Gherkin syntax. Gherkin is built around a simple, descriptive syntax that uses a set of keywords. The primary keywords are feature, describes the high-level business benefit or goal of the functionality. Scenario, describes a specific situation or usage of the feature. Given, describes the initial context or preconditions before the start of the scenario. When describes an event or action that triggers the scenario. Then, describe the expected outcome or state after the scenario is triggered. And but used to add additional information in any of the given when or then steps. Steps to write acceptance criteria in Gherkin. Identify the feature. Start by defining the feature you are writing about. The feature should encapsulate a specific functionality or business requirement. Feature, user login. Define scenarios. Consider different scenarios for each feature, including common and edge cases. Each scenario should represent a different pathway or outcome related to the feature. Scenario: successful login with valid credentials. Set up the context. Given, describe the initial conditions the scenario runs under. This might include the user state, system settings, or any pre-existing data necessary for the scenario. Given the user is on the login page and the user has an existing account with username user1 and password password123. Describe the trigger when specify the action that initiates the scenario. This is often a user interaction or system event. When the user enters username user1 and password password123 and the user clicks on the login button. Define the outcome, then clearly state what should happen due to the trigger. This is where you specify the expected behavior or system response. Then the user is redirected to the home page. Refine with details. Add more details to the steps using and/or, but to ensure the scenario covers the necessary aspects of the feature comprehensively. And a welcome message is displayed. Repeat for other scenarios. Consider other outcomes or pathways, such as failed login attempts due to incorrect credentials, and define those scenarios similarly. Following these steps, you can write clear, structured, and testable acceptance criteria using Gherkin syntax to help ensure all stakeholders understand what the feature should do. If you like this detailed explanation of how to write succinct user stories, please like this video and let me know in the comments what topics you're curious about or want to see more of. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.